Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Absolute Sim Racing here tonight. This is the Pure GT Series at a fantastic combination. This is the Formula Renault 3.5s at Silverstone. What a combination. That's going to be open wheel racing at Silverstone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Craig King. Beside me on the cameras and backing me up on those beautiful microphones is Cameron Hawes. Good evening, Cameron. Are you excited for some Silverstone?
I am definitely excited for some Silverstone. Silverstone is one of my favourite tracks, and I love this track. It is going to be some incredible racing in these cars. These cars are some of the best cars on the grid, in my opinion, and I love to see them race flat out. These cars flat out are probably one of the best cars in iRacing, and it is so good to see more people using them in iRacing and more people using them in races.
Yeah, I got to be honest with just watching qualifying the 5 laps in 10 minutes they've got at the moment as they're just taking their out laps. I've never done a 3.5. Now I've heard a lot about the open wheel racing. I'm aware of the IndyCar and I'm aware of the Formula 3s and the Formula 3s. Good. What makes a 3.5 different to the Formula 3s and what makes it, in your opinion, better? Because this is kind of new ground for me with these 3.5s. Because to me, they're just a scaled back version of Formula 3s.
That's exactly what they are. They have a little bit less power. They have the same amount of downforce, so they're a lot grippier, and they stick to the road, as we see Martin Thomas there setting the first lap of a 1:43.1, which is very, very strong round here. 1:43.1s is really what you want to aim for round here, and he's actually the only car on track at the moment, which is quite interesting. As we see, there we go, Alexander Martin and John Westbrook setting a few laps, but Martin Thomas is an amazing driver, as I have seen him race in quite a few races before, and a 1:43.1 round here is extremely quick, and I mean properly quick.
Yeah, well, I expect to see some more times as well in practice. He did a 1:42.077, and you think to yourself, wow, 42s, that's pretty fast, but he was pipped by the man called Duncan in the number 6 car, who did a 1:42.055. That's the margins at the moment. And it's really fun just to see what they are. As Martin Thomas just comes around the old stuff finish line, he's lost it. He's lost it coming out of Cops. Sorry, I always get Cops and Stowe a little bit mixed up. But he's lost it out of there, and I don't think he's gained any damage. But that is going to hinder him. Still got 5 minutes left to qualify. He's still in the lead by over a second as we wait to see others coming out on track. Paul Donkin, as I was talking about, the number 6 car, who did do that 42.055 on his first lap now, or his second lap. Sorry, his first lap was invalid, and he's just coming up to Cops right now. I just want to see, because I have seen earlier that some of these cars are losing it at Cops. I'm guessing the downforce isn't as strong as an F3 car, because there are a lot of cars just pushing it and spinning at some of these corners, Cameron.
Yeah, the downforce is obviously a little bit less strong, because of the cars having a little bit less more power. It is a bit logical, but on curbs they are brutal. If you accelerate on a curb whilst turning, you're going round. There's no possibility of saving the car once it's starting to go, unless you hit the brakes, and you lose so much time and square your tyres.
Yeah, and of course you always got to remember these tyres. They are very susceptible to heat, and it's interesting. It's currently 7:36 sim time in the morning. It's 19 Celsius out there. That's 66 Fahrenheit. And the crucial thing as well, no humidity. So that promises to be good. As I just see, is that the 666? No, sorry. That was the number 1 of Anthony Mott. Paul Donkin, by the way, just going pole, a 1:42.290. He's still got a couple laps left to go, but he has taken the pole position at the moment with a great time. We're still watching here. We're still watching Martin Thomas as he's now coming across that start-finish line. Sorry, the old start-finish line, sorry, as he comes in to Cops. This is where he had a moment last time. He is fine this time, just holding on at the moment. And now, from what I don't know if you agree with me, one of the best corner combinations in racing, Maggots and Beckett's.
See, I can't agree with you on that one, because, for my opinion, it is the loop. The loop is one of the best corner combinations. The first sector of Silverstone is one of the best corner combinations in the world. As we see Richard Abra there going P2 with a 1:42.7, very good lap. Oh, what a camera angle that is. I'm sorry, look at that. Props to iRacing. TV cam, that is amazing. I love that camera angle. Anyway, Yeah, it's the loop. This section here is one of the best sections on any circuit in the world, in my opinion. And Maggots and Beckett's is good, but I don't think it is that good.
Wow, we can agree to disagree. I mean, I'm one of those people that grew up with the old style Silverstone, but this is still growing on me. From racing, it is a really fun combination and of going the high speed into the loop when you're at Farm Curve into Village. Martin Thomas, we just saw there, did a 142.766 faster, but he's still out there. He's he's half a second behind Paul's time. And as I say that, Chris Knox just goes hello. Didn't set a time in practice, but just for a 142.215. He's still got a couple of laps left, but he's only going to get one more, maybe get two. 2 minutes left in qualifying. That's another spin. That's Kevin McGlone just having a little bit of a spin there as well. A little bit of a smaller field tonight, but in some respects, that actually helps the racing because especially with these cars, it's fantastic. I'm not saying, we're going to get an iRacing F3 start or a Formula IR start with a little bit of chaos, but these drivers, a smaller field does allow for closer racing, as we have seen before in the past on broadcast around here. So at the moment, with 2 minutes to go, it's Chris Knox currently setting the pace with a 142.215.
Oh, he's in the wall.
He's in the wall. Oh, no.
Chris Knox spun, clipped the wall, and stayed in the gravel trap. But we're just on board with Paul Donkin coming around onto his end of a flying lap, I think this is. Or was it a start of a flying lap? I think it was a out lap. That was a quick lap. It was the last lap was a 142.29. A 142.2 there from Paul Donkin. And he's going to try and go quicker on this lap again. I wonder what he's going to do. We're going to ride on board with him through the back end of the loop, coming down into Brooklands. And you're just going to see how quick these cars go, hitting just about 260, 263 on turn entry, and just turning in. And you can see the understeer through there as well. A little bit of understeer running out wide, but that's how you take that corner. Double apex it. Get on the power as early as you can. Run on the apex on the left. Use all of the curb on the right. There he is. Then running out left. Now this is Cops. Cops is the fastest corner on this circuit. 260 and flat 270. What a corner there by Paul Donkin. I don't think he went off track either, so I think this lap is still valid. And he spun. Spinning through Maggots.
He went off track there.
Yeah,
he went off track there. I was watching that cockpit. I really was enjoying that for the first, just getting the cockpit, especially when you come to Cops. Cops is like Karen was saying, the fastest lap, the fastest corner on the track. As qualifying does come to an end, Paul's the last one to set a lap time. So the grid for the first 15-minute race, 8 laps, Chris Knox will be taking pole position with that 142.215. Then Paul Donkin will be in second with that 142.290. On the second row, Richard Abra with a 142.713 and Martin Thomas with a 142.766. Alex Westbrook will take P5 with a 143.738 and John Westbrook will be beside him with a 143.896. Anthony Mott to 143.937. And then you have Alexander Martin with 144.197. Michael Tucker will take 9th with 145.744. And Mark Hoskin with 147.004. Kevin McGlone and Barry Rabbit did not set a time in qualifying as we get ready.
Yeah, getting ready to go with the lights out here. It's going to be very interesting to see what these guys do off the start. Because Richard Abra, I know, has one of the best positions to start on this track, and it's going to be interesting to see how he stays ahead into turn 1. I'm genuinely intrigued to see how he's going to do it, because staying ahead into turn 1 around here is the key. It is just, you need to stay ahead in turn 1 around here to be quick. That's how you do it. And if you stay ahead into turn 1, you're most likely going to stay ahead into turn 2. As we're getting ready to go green here, I think. I think we are. We're just waiting for Chris Knox. Yeah, just waiting for Chris Knox to come onto the grid. Hopefully he gets his. There he is. Chris Knox is now on the grid, getting ready to go green.
Wait to see the green light. We'll see the flag. Here we go. Lights are on and off they go. The bad start by Abra. Sorry, no, by Duncan. Sorry, and he's just been absolutely swallowed up. Alex Westbrook with a fantastic start there, and then the big crash, and that's Westbrook and then Westbrook with Thomas, and I can't see who else that is. That is Abra as well. 3 of them out straight away, and more chaos as well at the front. It looks like some drivers just struggling. Chris Knox getting a great start away from that, but at the back. Well, I say the back at the rest of the field, there's a little bit more contact there from Alexander Martin. And I think he just pushed up Paul Duncan, who's had a terrible time after the loop, and he has indeed. Meanwhile, just having a quick look, Mark Hospen is going to lap up everything that's happened here. He's going to get beside Alexander Martin into Brooklands, and I think he's made the start. They're still side by side. He finally gets it around. What a chaotic turn 1.
Yeah, very, very difficult turn 1 for a few drivers there, as they're still too wide here. Alexander Martin and Mark Hoskin. They're still going too wide. And, oh, Mark Hoskin has just got ahead. We're going to scroll back to that start because I'd like to see what happened. Yeah, it's going to be... If we go back on a replay to what happened. This is Alexander Martin's view. And does... I don't think we saw it. I don't think we saw the crash. We didn't, unfortunately. Let's watch Richard Abra instead, see what happened. Ooh, a little bit of a tap. A little bit of a tap, and there was a big, big crash right at the start. We'll see if we can get that back for you, to get you what actually happened there. Because I don't think I know at all, as Paul Duncan is making an extremely good run up through the field. After being crashed into turn 1, he is passing, he just passed 4P6.
Yeah, he does go back up there. He's making his way back up the field. And just in front of him, there's a little battle going on between Barry Rabbit and Anthony Mott. Anthony Mott may have to go around the outside here. He's going to slingshot around Abbey. It's a slingshot down the farm curve into the village. That was pretty nice. And he just cuts off Barry Rabbit there. What a move into village. A great setup. And then into the loop. And he's got to hold on to this position. Fantastic driving there from Anthony Mott to just really catch out Rabbit there. And now Rabbit's going to be on the back with the slipstream. A little bit of a bump, but he's got to keep on going. He does have the slipstream. He has the inside as they come down the Wellington straight into Brooklands. He will retake that position, and Anthony just decides, I don't think it's worth it at the moment. And he overcooks it, and that's just going to set up Paul Duncan for a move maybe out of Cops.
What a move that was. We're going to go back to it and just have a quick look at that incredible move. Going round the outside through Abbey into Village. What an amazing move. What a move that was. Round the outside in slingshots and then gets on the brakes as late as possible. We're going to go back here as Paul Duncan has actually got past Anthony Mott. So Paul Duncan has got past Anthony Mott for P4. So Paul Duncan is having an amazing drive. And he's just got past... Wow, he got past Barry Rabbit. I think Barry Rabbit got a slowdown coming out of Beckett.
He went off, sadly. He unfortunately went off. Anthony Mott's got a slowdown. He's had to give up, and he's going to be losing a position to Alexander Martin, but he has got the speed to keep on going. So Paul Duncan is already up to P3. Remember, he started P2. This is a fantastic recovery drive from Paul. Meanwhile, behind you do have this battle now growing. There's a little bit of a train going between a Benchins and Hedges car. That's Barry Rabbit, Alexander Martin in the Alpine livery, and then at the back you've got Anthony Mott just watching. Rabbit's had to take a slowdown. And that's just going to allow the likes of Martin to just go, yeah, I'll take that.
Ooh,
I'll
big
take
crash,
that.
big crash. Though. Big crash by Kevin McClone. We just caught that on stream. Big crash by Kevin there.
Oh yeah, you can just see it was that was Barry Rabbit just after just getting it wrong there, trying to get back onto the racing line, coming into Abbey, and I think he just lost it there and just blocked the track. So that is unfortunate. Kevin McClone is still having issues. Richard
Abra has spun as well. Oh, Martin Thomas, who was at the back at one point, is now very... is moving his way up the field, shall we say. He's P7 at the moment. Quite a few crashes there. Let's watch Kevin McClone's little bit of a crash. I think he lost it on a curb. Go back a little bit further for you. Kevin McClone is going... slow car on the right, and he just... Slow car on the right who spins, and Kevin McClone tags it. And then coming back on track, I think he just spins again. Oh, no, he goes straight back on track and gets hit. Oh, he's straight back on track. And Martin Thomas goes underneath him.
That's never a good thing to see. Never a good thing to see. I mean, thankfully it is a simulator, so real world that would have been very bad. But we'll try and get some parity restored here at the front. Alexander Martin has taken that P4 from what has happened there with Barry Rabbit, and he's going to be going up as well as everybody else. I'm curious to see the times. It does feel like as they start lap 4 of 8 that Chris Knox is losing time. Paul Donkin put in a 1:43.345 to go purple, and he's catching John Westbrook, and Westbrook's catching Chris Knox. Chris Knox doing a 1:44.510, and John Westbrook putting a 1:44.073. But as he just had a little bit of that's a wide exit there from the loop from Westbrook. And I think Paul Donkin is going to try and grab this. The slipstream in these cars are very strong, really interesting. I think they've got DRS. They've got push to pass or something, don't they? I seem to remember one of these Formula cars do have a something like that. You might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but really just getting on the back as fast as he can. Just a little bit of dirty air affecting him through Luffield, but it's a question of when, not if, for Paul Donkin to get back up to P2.
Yeah, Paul Donkin is definitely trying his hardest. Just got a little message in chat from Michello3. What is even happening this race? So this race is made by PureGT Series. They this is just a little fun race that they do. They do it every Wednesday night. It is usually there's very good racing. As we're on board now with John Westbrook, as Paul Donkin is on the left going past him. Paul Donkin trying to get past John Westbrook, and he gets the move done. John Westbrook is going to the left with Paul Donkin defending, and he breaks a little bit early so he doesn't run into the back of him. That's probably a very, very good move by John Westbrook. But yeah, this race is a fun race that they do every Tuesday night. It is very good racing. There are quite a few incidents, and it's very exciting. And yeah, it's the first time we've actually done this series, but I really enjoy it. As Paul Donkin has a slowdown. Paul Donkin has a big slowdown and is slowing down on the pit straight, and he stopped. Paul Donkin stopped.
What happened there to Paul Donkin?
He stopped.
I have no idea what's happened there. We'll have to inquire to see what happened there, unfortunately. I thought he had a slowdown, but either he did not serve the slowdown or something happened, but he's towed, and that's probably his first race done. That will give Alexander Martin that P3 for sure. And it's just really John Westbrook now is the only man that can try and catch Chris Knox, but after everything that's happened, I think it's going to be a little tough for these guys. I'm enjoying some of these liveries out there. It's a bit of fun, but I am enjoying some of these liveries. We've got some old school F1 liveries ready. Look, we've got a 7-Up livery. I haven't seen that in years. The old BP livery. We've got the Alpine, the modern day Alpine. I think I saw a Benson and Hedges. There's a Mercedes livery, a Ferrari livery. Just a bit of the old school liveries here, which I do love sometimes on these cars. I just love the old liveries just for the pastel colours, but a little bit quiet at the moment.
Barry Rabbit.
Lap 5
Barry Rabbit and Richard Abra going at it. Gap of 2/10, and Barry Rabbit is trying to send it through every single corner on Richard Abra in that beautiful, beautiful Ferrari livery car. Is he going to try and get up the inside through Cops? If he does, it will be a Hamilton incident. No, he doesn't. He's going to back out of it. Thankfully, he didn't, because we've seen too much of that, and Christian Horner would be calling you up to ask you to recreate something.
Yeah, I think in a simulator we're trying not to recreate it on purpose, but we almost just had that for a moment. And I don't know about you, but I don't think my emails are working tonight, so I don't really want to be doing any sending of photos there on the emails. But he's going to have another go, Barry Rabbit. He's half a second behind. He will be in DRS range. He will try and look for this if he wants to. He does not have the speed, and it looks like there's been an incident elsewhere, and that is Alex Westbrook. Alex Westbrook has had a moment. No idea what's happened there. Has he lost it at Stowe? Big time loses it at Stowe, locks it up, and I think somebody else had an incident, but he's going to be losing time. He's at the back of the field now, and he's got Kevin McClone and Michael Tucker just behind him, and they're having their own battle as well. Back of the field got some really nice battles, including Barry Rabbit still trying to go on Richard Abra, and I really want to watch this because I do know the power of braking at Village. Late braking at Village does work, but great moves from Richard Abra. They're putting the car on the inside and into the loop, your favorite part of the track.
Yeah, best part of the track, and he gets the move done, does he? Oh, it's getting very close, side by side, going onto the straight into Brooklands. Is he going to get the move done? Side by side, still going through Brooklands. No one's got drafting, no one's got DRS, no one's got push to pass, and he has. That was very. He started blinking there, as this is very, very close. Who's going to get out ahead? I really don't know. And he spun him. Oh, he's turning round. Oh, and Barry Rabbit keeps on going with Richard Abra, unfortunately, coming off worse there. We'll try and get a replay on that for you. But yeah, Richard Abra just coming off a little bit worse, unfortunately. And Kevin McClone has crashed as well. Just a replay on Richard Abra and Alec Westbrook's, Barry Rabbit's incident. I do apologise. And, oh, he locks up. He locks up and then clips wheels. And then they just turn him round. Very, very unfortunate there for Richard Abra.
Well, I tell you what, there's a great battle for the three-car battle for P2, 3, and 4 at the moment. Westbrook, Martin, and Mott are having a barn burner of a fight right now. Westbrook had to get back his P2 from Martin, but now Mott is in. Mott trying to take this around as he tries to go into the inside. And Abby, he touches! He took too much of the inside, and he collides with Martin. He's just going to go straight on. He'll serve a slowdown. Martin is all over the place at the moment. Can he go on? He can. Do you know what? I reckon Mott's got steering damage.
I think Mott does have steering damage. Mott has stopped. Mott has stopped on track. And Paul Sender didn't put enough fuel in his car. So that's why Paul Duncan didn't have enough fuel in his car. And that's why he had to stop and pull out of the race.
Oh, that was a big hit, though, what happened there, and that between Martin and Mott allows Westbrook to just continue his drive now in P2 in that bubble. Chris Knox is going to be taking the lead still. We're on the penultimate lap here of the first race. He will try his best. Alexander Mott's still out there at the moment. I don't think he's able to move. I reckon he's beached. But Alexander Mott has gone all the way down the field into the middle of the pack. He's now defending against Mark Hoskin right now. As Hoskin looks like he wants to make a Hamilton move into Cox, but he does not. That is our closest battle of the race at the moment as we're counting down as Chris Knox comes into the Bell chicane for the penultimate time. Very shortly, he will take the white flag for the first race.
Yeah, just watching on board with Mark Hoskin and Alexander Martin, and Mark Hoskin has spun it. So his race is now over. And across the line comes Chris Knox to take the win of race
white flag.
White flag. Yeah, white flag of race number 1. Getting too carried away. Anthony Mott is still in the grass, unfortunately, as we see Chris Knox just move past him. Chris Knox is. Oh, this is an incredible drive by Chris Knox. No mistakes at all.
Now, let's knock on the wood at the moment because it's been a fantastic drive. Took the lead at the race. Wait, he kept the lead at the race from pole, and just continues to push on. Very nice drive from that BP livery, I've got to say. He's been putting in the fastest lap times. He's been putting in, well, what was his fastest lap? I think it was a 1:44.464. So it wasn't the fastest, but he's not done anything slower than a 45.6. Every other time's been in the 44s bar 1. So he's really just kept the speed up. He's really just been consistent. Fantastic driving from Knox here as they're just finishing. Just looking down the order, unfortunately, nothing else in terms of close battles going on as Barry Rabbit's trying to battle Alec Westbrook, But apart from that, it's looking very much like a procession here, almost like the sprint race at Silverstone a few weeks ago. Chris Knox is coming down to Stowe. I reckon he could almost coast to the line right now.
I mean, he could get a puncture on his front right wheel, and I think he could still finish in the lead. Like Hamilton did, I can't remember what year it was now, but like Hamilton did
last year.
Last year, like Hamilton did last year in the Silverstone race. And across the line comes Chris Knox to take the race 1 win, and straight into the wall he goes, coming across the line. Coming back down the field, John Westbrook is going to come P2, and in P3 is going to be Martin Thomas. So amazing recovery drive.
Great drive there from Thomas to get all the way back up. Made up 1 position, started 4th, finishes 3rd. Meanwhile, Alexander Martin will come 4 places he gained, and he will come home in 4th. And then it's a long wait at the moment. Mark Hoskin in the 666. He started at the back of the field, and he's going to go from 10th to 5th. That's a great drive from there. He didn't really put a foot wrong. He just kept the car clean, and he managed to keep that going. Barry Rabbit will come home in 6th in the Benjamin and Hedges livery. And
Richard Abra. Richard Abra having a big moment there on the exit of the final corner on the final lap. Moving back to Michael Tucker now, who is just coasting around. So he is just coasting around to get to the end of the race. And then we move back to Alex Westbrook, who's had a shock of a race. He was up front right at the start, and now he is at the back. But the winner of your race 1 is Chris Knox. And we have a reverse grid, is it, for race... Oh, random grid for race 2.
Yeah, random grid. I think it's I think it is completely... It looks to me like it's almost a complete reverse grid. So I'm just having a quick look at the moment. Barry Rabbit will take pole position for this race. Mark Hoskins will be P2. Alexander Martin 3. Thomas 4. Westbrook, John Westbrook 5. Chris Knox will be 6th. 7th will be Richard Abra. Michael Tucker will be 8th. Alex Westbrook will be 9th. McGlone will be 10th. Anthony Mott 11th. And Paul Donkin, hopefully with the fuel in this time, will be in the back of the grid. I think we're just waiting for one more driver, and then we'll get this next race started.
Yeah, going to be a good race yet again. As the lights start to come on. They have 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights. And the lights are held for quite a long time, but the lights out and away we go. And there are some really bad starts again. A big crash off the start line again. Oh, Barry Rabbit.
It's got everybody. It's got everybody.
They might call a
Absolutely
restart.
everybody.
They might call a restart on that one then. Oh, and Kevin McClone is flipping still. Anthony Mott is still going. Richard Abra is just getting going with Michael Tucker just going around the outside of him. John Westbrook is in the pits. Barry Rabbit has had another crash. He has damage. And Chris Knox has lost the lead. But Chris Knox may get the lead back soon. We're just going to go back to watch that start from Barry Rabbit's perspective. This is Chris Knox. Chris Knox just goes around it all. Barry Rabbit, what happened from his perspective? Let's see if we can go to the blimp. Oh, that's useless. Let's click Barry Rabbit and see if we can go to a chopper cam. Let's see what happened. Barry Rabbit stalled off the start, and he turned left, big crash, and then he collected everybody with him. That's very, very unfortunate for everybody that was collected in that crash, but it doesn't look like they're going to call a restart. So the race keeps on going. The show must go on as we see Chris Knox and Martin Thomas battling for position at the moment, but Alex Westbrook and Alexander Martin going side by side. Very good move there by Alex Westbrook, and he gets it done. He gets the move done.
Brilliant move there from Westbrook, and Martin almost having to take a slowdown there, going off at the runoff there at Stowe, but into the Vel chicane they go, and now into Club, down to the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight, as they now call it. Just have a little bit of DRS left if he wants to use it, and I don't think he'll be using it at the moment. Going to be waiting, but we've seen the power of the slipstream, especially here at Abbey, into Farm Curb, into Village. And in late braking here, he's a bit too far off there. The dirty air, and look at that dirty air. A lockup of the tyres, nonetheless. That just shows you how much he's struggling. Anthony Mott is catching him as well after that chaotic start. So expect him to just try to make his way up. But Martin is going to make this move right now. He'll slide to the inside as they come up into Brooklands. And just like that, he will take this. And I'm amazed how many times I've seen so much side-by-side right here. Oh, wow! Alex Westbrook, what on earth just happened to that car?
Let's see if we can get a quick replay of it. And I think he just went off. I think he clipped the grass. Let's see.
It looked like the car just said no.
Oh, the car spun. He spun it round on the rear.
Very interesting incident there, because it almost looked like I think the back just kicked out and he just couldn't correct it, and then he overcorrected. It was a very weird one. That's a shame, though. That was really weird. But at the front, 3-car battle. Martin Thomas, Chris Knox, Paul Donkin. 1.5 seconds between the 3 of them, and Paul looks like he's pushing Paul. And to be fair, with the pace they had on the first race, you can imagine that those two are going to be battling for quite a while here. Again, it's another 8-lap race. And then they will go in, and I think that's Mark Was that Mark Hoskin having a moment? It is indeed. Another moment there for Hoskin. He lost it. I think he did cut the grass. Yeah, he cut the grass from the back, went around as he came out the stub.
Yeah, just cut the grass. There was a big send there just behind for Richard Abra. Big send for Richard Abra there. And we're going to have to move to the front because Martin Thomas, Chris Knox and Paul Donkin are all on top of each other.
Yeah, they're absolutely on top of each other right now. Martin and Mott are also in the little battle themselves, right behind them, a few seconds behind. But at the moment, it just feels like the slipstream is not helping any of these drivers for Knox and Duncan. They're just not helping, and you can see the dirty air. Knox really struggling with dirty air at the moment. Gap between all of these, you can see, is about just under a second between the three of them. But it is just slowly closing. It's slowly closing. You can just see their times. Knox in at the best of laps last lap, a 144.251. But Thomas putting in a 143.7. Duncan's putting in a 143.9. It's a question of if not when. Knox had a great run out of Cops there and into Maggott, and Beckett's right on the back, and he might have to lift a little bit so he's not too close. He is fine. There has been a little bit of a moment, I think, behind. No, there has not. I thought something happened. But they come down the hanger straight. Does Chris Knox have anything in the bag to make a move here? I don't think he is. It's more have to be late. No, I think he's just getting held up on dirty air at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what's happening. He's getting held up on dirty air and can't do anything about it. And I bet he wish he could. I really bet he wish he could. It's just getting held up. It's annoying, isn't it, for him?
Sorry, Anthony Mott just went around the outside of Alexander Martin at Stone. Never seen that before. What a move there from Mott. I think Martin may have held him a little bit so it wasn't a bit too chaotic. But he'll keep going there. Meanwhile, in front, you've got Paul Donkin, who is taking the purple lap there for 143.413. It was a 44.283 for Knox there, but he had an off track, and he's right on the back of Thomas. He almost went into Thomas as they went around Farm Curb. Now Thomas is going to put on some little bit of the thrusters, as I call it, the DRS if he can. He's going to try and defend this, and he's been defending this for quite a while. Gap is half a second as Paul Donkin. I think he's just holding back, thinking what could go wrong, but a mistake from Thomas as they come into Luffield. I mean, when is he going to make this move? In the corners, it feels like Knox is very quick, but he's not able to do it on the straight. This is the first time he may have it if he wants to go for a late move. He does not. When is he going to make this move?
I don't know when he's going to make this move or get this move done, because it is very, well, it's difficult, isn't it? It's very, very difficult for him to make this move in dirty air.
Yeah, he has to hope for the straight, but Thomas is defending really well. And again, he puts himself in the middle of the track. Knox is going to think to himself, where's he going? He's got the slipstream. He's got to go into the inside. He's going to go for this move. He's going to get it on the late braking. He has a car's length advantage. And just like that, he will take that lead. And you can bet that Thomas will not let that stay. He will try and fight that, but he's also got Paul Duncan behind. Meanwhile, I'm just keeping my eyes as well on Martin and Mott. Nothing's happening there at the moment, but Martin is trying to threaten. But at the front, finally, as we start lap 5 of 8, Chris Knox back in the lead. Well, 143.428 against the 144.3 that Martin Thomas just did.
Yeah, he is getting extremely close to that car, but I don't know when he's going to be able to make that move. I really don't. It's going to be difficult to make that move for Martin Thomas, as Chris Knox is already quick and already really good on the brakes. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, Thomas has had the speed here, but you can see that in the cornering it was Chris Knox's day. And Paul Donkin has to think about this, and a little bit of late braking there. Almost went into the back of Martin Thomas, but he is going to see what he can do. A really wide corner there from Chris Knox, but it does not hold him up there. Now Paul Donkin, will he make him move down the old start-finish straight? Down they go to the old place. You wave hello as he goes to the side-by-side. Into Cops he goes, and there is not going to be a Lewis Hamilton Max Verstappen moment as Thomas decides once again, I think it's wise to leave it be. He will go down to P3, Donkin up to 2, and now can he get P1 with Chris Knox? He in his sights.
Definitely in his sights. Paul Donkin is really trying to get to him, isn't he? This is what Paul Donkin is seeing from his car. So there is quite a big gap there. It's about half a tenth. But it's the question. Oh, it's come down a lot there. come down a lot through that corner. Is he going to be able to get him? Is Paul Duncan going to be able to get Chris Knox before the end of this race?
Well, they're about to start lap 6 of 8. Meanwhile, in the back, Anthony Moss and Alexander Martin, had a little bit of a coming together in Maggots and Beckett. That was a bit of a mistake there by the Alpine livery there. But Barry Rabbit going fastest at the moment at the back of the field with a lot of open air. So he's just allowing himself to just have some laps and log in. A little bit of a slide by Chris Knox through the village section into loop, and that will not give him a very good launch off here. Paul Duncan is going to be getting on the throttle early as they come out of the loop. And then there you go. Knox goes to the inside. Duncan goes to the outside as they hit Brooklands right now. Duncan's going to go around the outside. He's going to hold on to it. And now into left field. I think he's held this. And they're still side by side a little bit. But Duncan will keep it. Now, does Knox respond? That is the next question we've got to watch out for. Knox is a bit faster. He has to respond. And into the inside, they almost touch. Into the inside, does Duncan defend. And he's going to hold on, put that car into the middle. Knox cannot make that move. Some great driving by these two at the moment. Duncan, the battle is still going. I think we may see another battle as they go through Magan and Beckett. Wait to see what happens at the Hangar Straight.
It's going to be incredible at Hangar Straight because he will have the slipstream all the way down there if he can get close enough, and he's 6/10 back. Chris Knox is 6/10 back, so that's a little bit too far to get the slipstream, or get the slipstream to make it as effective. It's gonna be, I don't know what to say. Can he catch him is the question.
I think he's just going to hold his horses there and just hope for the opportunity. He does have the speed, and like we were saying earlier, Knox does have a lot of cornering speed as well. He was one of the better drivers around the corners there, and Duncan making sure no slipstream is given to Chris Knox. He's just holding on. These two are separated by half a second last lap. Martin Thomas is just watching in the background, and Knox is going to try with late braking around the outside at I mean, I've never seen that at Village. I've never seen that. Slingshot now at Loop. This might be a chance. But he's left it. He could not get on the throttle. And they're still battling. The gap, as you can see, is 0.2 of a second. Duncan's going to put his car on the inside. Knox looks like he wants to go and just hold back. I think he's just complacent right now to just let Paul do some mirror watching. And if Paul does mirror watching, he may slip up. While these two are battling, though, Martin Thomas, well, he's just in the background, just waving hello. I think he wants to make a move.
Yeah, he definitely wants to make that move, doesn't he? And Chris Knox, Paul Duncan defending from Chris Knox massively all the way down this straight. I wonder where he's going to try and get the move done, because we've seen Chris Knox try and get the move done in multiple different places, but if he wants to get it done quickly, it's going to be... I don't know. I honestly don't know where he's going to get it done. He is absolutely sending it on the straight, and the gap is just under 5/10 and closing quite a bit. I don't think he's got enough speed to do it down this straight, but where it's so hard to tell with these guys, because they can have a really, really good lap and they can spin in the next corner. I don't know what to say. It's going to be so close.
They're on knife edge at the moment. Chris Knox was overdoing it when they were through Maggots and Beckett's. And at the end of Beckett's there, he just went a little bit too hard. I think that's Martin Thomas has had a spin at the Vel chicane. No, yeah, it's just on the exit, the Vel chicane. Going into club, he's just lost the car, trying to get it around the corner, and just puts the throttle down, and whoop, there it goes. So, it's just going to be with the white flag now, the battle between Knox and Duncan. And you can see Knox is trying to find a really nice exit out of the loop, trying to get that wide line, and he's pushing hard, using all of the AstroTurf as he can. And Duncan goes for the defense, straight to the inside. Knox has saved up a lot of this DRS. He's going to try right now around the outside. He's going to do the same thing that Duncan did to him around Brooklands, and he makes it stick. And there's no response from Paul Duncan. And it looks like Chris Knox has the lead back on the final lap. Paul will see what he has left, but I don't think he's got a lot left at the moment. He's just going to have to wait, like we were saying. I think he may just wait a little bit for Maggots and Beckett. Come out of Maggots and Beckett, out of the Chapel Curve with a good run. He may get something going, but that dirty air is really going to affect him. A little bit of a tweak, and I think he touched the grass there, and through Maggots into Beckett's they go. Look at the line Paul Duncan's taking. He really wants to go for a boost, but has that affected him? The gap has just gone up. This is his best chance to make a move, and he's nowhere near. Over half a second behind Chris Knox. This might be Chris's race. Knock on wood. He doesn't make a mistake. And just like that, in Stowe. Great corner from Duncan, but I think it's too little, too late. Final few corners into the Bell chicane. Chris Knox has this lead. The gap is not shrinking. It looks like it's closing. It's not. Final cornering club. It will be Chris Knox to take home race 2, just like he took home race 1. Paul Duncan will take home P2.
Very good race there by Chris Knox. Planned his move to perfection and got that move done exactly when he knew he could get that move done. He wasn't doubting anything, was he? And he got that move done straight away when he knew he could. That is some incredible driving by Chris Knox, and hopefully we can be back to do more of these races, because with that sort of driving, you want to see this every day of the week.
Definitely want to see this that was fantastic, and I believe they'll take a small break before a feature race. Not entirely sure. I know that is what is on the schedule for the night, so we're just seeing the other drivers just making their way around. Some nice little celebrations by everybody at the end of that race. Did not see what the final positions were. Chris Knox did take the pole. Did take the win, sorry. Martin Thomas take home P2 as we were talking. Barry Rabbit finishes P3, and Alex Westbrook was 4th. Anthony Motz finished 5th, and Alexander Martin was 6th. Richard Abra, he started 7th, and he finished 7th. Followed by Michael Tucker, who came home in 8th. Mark Hospin was 9th. Paul Donkin was 10th. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. That is the grid for the next race, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I apologize. Yes, I apologize. I was just reading off the grid for the next race, but yeah, Paul Donkin will be 10th, Kevin McGlone will be 11th, and John Westbrook 12th. It is a 10-car reverse grid. We've got 12 cars. The top 10 will be reversed. So, not too bad.
Not too bad at all. They have a quick warm-up break here for the feature race. But hopefully the racing is not going to have many incidents, and we can see some guys absolutely fly round this track in their little Formula Renaults.
Yeah, it's been an absolute blast to see these things go around. The slipstream, the pace, it's just a fantastic thing to just see going around there, especially at Silverstone. It is such a nice track to drive. Thankfully, the iRacing scan, it's quite flat. There's not a lot of bumps. The only mistakes really you can make is just clipping the grass, and a lot of AstroTurf is what I really like around here. When you watch the F1, you do hear the messages to stay off the curbs, and you hear it a lot around Silverstone, more than any other track I find. There's always a tire issue at Silverstone, and it is due to this AstroTurf, due to just cutting as much as they can. At least that's what I've found personally. I don't know if it's just that it always happens to Lewis Hamilton and he has to say something on the radio, but to me, that's what it feels like. I don't know about you, but it just feels like it always happens to the Mercedes around here. So as we take a break for the moment, it does really give me a little bit of time really to just talk about once again a message, really a shout out to Robert Foote, who I think everyone is aware of, did pass away this weekend. Track marshal at Brands Hatch, and unfortunately an incident. He lost his life doing something he loved doing, giving back to the community, doing a volunteer role as a marshal. He loved his motorsport. Former mayor of Epsom and Ewell Borough Council. And he took unfortunately, he took that volunteer role as a marshal, like every marshal does. The Orange Army, as they call them, they do it voluntary. They do it for the love of the love of the sport, and unfortunately, his life was taken by I'd say a freak accident. Really, it really was a freak accident. It's a shame. And of course, our thoughts and prayers do go out to his family, and of course, everybody involved during that weekend. It was not nice to see. And in terms as well of other motorsports, I want to just send the well wishes to Jack Aitken, of course, after his really bad crash as well in the Spa 24, which was that was quite scary as well. He's got a few broken bones. I think a cracked vertebrae. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think a collarbone was definitely broken. His arm was in a sling. He says he's looking to get back in the car when I think it's the F2 he's in, one of the feeder series he's in, to get back racing. I personally don't think we will see him this year again, because that's quite a lot of damage, and especially when their next race for the feeder series is Monza. So wishing all the well wishes to Jack Aiken, of course, for that, and hopefully we see him on the track, of course. But like I said, the Orange Army. And a shout out to Robert Foote, who unfortunately lost his life this weekend, doing what he loved best, the track marshalling. Without marshals, there wouldn't be racing. So a huge shout out to them.
Big shout out to the Orange Army. They do so much for motorsport, and they are one of the hidden gems in motorsport this year, and for all time. And if it wasn't for them, people wouldn't be able to race. So we've got to give a massive shout out to the Orange Army for what they do for us.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see what they do, and I hope it doesn't deter any of them to go back out there again. I know what's happened, but hopefully it doesn't deter, and we see more racing. And it was nice to see everybody racing again the next day at Brands Hatch in tribute from, and also just around everywhere from the F1 that weekend to the Spa 24. It was Spa 24 was racing as it happened, and they were hearing the news and they were giving support. I saw a photo of one of the cars at the meet at Brands Hatch the next day, where they just decided to get loads of orange stickers and just put an orange circle on their car, almost like the your car is dangerous, the meatball flag as I call it. Your car needs to be pulled in for for damage. It looked like that, but it was just a tribute to the Orange Army. So I did like that little touch.
Yeah, there are little things that people do that just mean the whole difference. I run with an orange heart on my car now all of the time to support them in what they do, and it puts it into perspective of the dangers of motorsport when you see accidents like that happen on a weekly basis. That is at the moment.
Yeah, everyone knows motor racing, as safe as it can be nowadays, you are going to get some moments that are not very nice to see, and it's a shame. And like I said, it was nice to see the whole community, the motorsport community, come together, and of course, even us in the sim racing community came together over the weekend. And I know there is a crowd fund out there for his family, so you can be sure that a lot of people will be donating to that. But we're getting ready shortly to do what Mr. Foote would have loved to have seen, and that is motor racing. Feature race, as we were saying, it's a reverse grid from 10th onwards, and it's going to be 10 laps, not 8, 10 laps. And we've seen the chaos before at the start. We have seen the really close battling. We have seen the drivers work their way up. I can't wait to see a clean start. I got to be brutally honest. I don't know about you.
Yeah, a clean start would be nice, but now you've said that, we're not going to get one, are we?
I'll knock on wood. There we go. It's fine. I've done the traditional knocking on wood, so I think we'll be fine. Famous last words by the commentator, but there you go. There you go with just some more information. If you've just seen that, it's still 18 Celsius or 19 Celsius. If you're wondering why, the time is set to 0x. So we are here at 7:36 in the morning, frozen in time for the last hour. It's been 7:36. I don't think I'd like to be in 7:36 for the whole of my life. That's not a good time in the morning. That's the time in the morning where I should be going to work. So let's not have it 7:36 anymore. But I think we're getting ready to go shortly. Yeah. I don't know what you're doing at 7:36 in the morning, but I don't like it.
I'm at work at 7:36 in the morning.
That makes two of us.
Yeah. Hopefully this warm-up ends soon and we can get going for some more racing. Massive thanks to PureGT Series for letting us commentate on this and broadcast this, because it has been a very good night of racing.
I've enjoyed it. I mean, I've popped the 3.5 cherry, and I've heard, I've heard a lot about these cars. And I know you were saying you find it the best, and I'm like, what's so good about it? I'm just seeing it. Like the package is just so nice to see. You see these cars darting around, and at the same time, they're not easy. They're not bolted to the floor like an F1 car. We've seen drivers go around by just too much turning or too much throttle. Really has been enjoyable to watch this. I'm not saying I'm going to give this a go, but I might have to take it around a test drive one day, if you know what I mean. Just to see, because it does feel pretty fun.
It's a very good car. The downforce on it and the engine on it are a very good balance, and it is extremely fun to drive.
I'm trying to think. Max Verstappen didn't he drive in the? I think it was am I thinking of a Red Bull driver? He didn't go to F2. He came from Formula Renault 3.5. I'm trying to remember. Because it would have been Renault back then, because it would have been when they used the Renault engine. So I'm just trying to think. One of their development drivers. Was it Alguersuari?
It was.
I can't remember.
It was Alguersuari.
It was. What a guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just remember that he did the race. He did his debut race. He stepped in mid-season, and the week after he was back doing Formula Renault. I just remember that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's the story.
Oh yeah, I'm glad somebody else knows that story. I don't think it's a very well-known story.
It's really not. It's really not. But I followed Max Verstappen's career and his history, and yeah. How long is this warm-up?
Well, it was 15 minutes. I was told that they would be advancing. I've not heard anything. Oh, advanced the session in 5, and that was 6 minutes ago. There we go.
Here we go.
There we go. We're advancing the session. So, like we were saying, for the... I actually cannot see who is pole at the moment. Mark Hoskins will be in P2. I can tell you that right away. Here we go. It's going to be Barry Rabbit on pole position with Mark Hoskins in P2. And Michael Tucker will be third. Richard Abra, will be next to him. Alexander Martin. Be interesting to see what happens on this race. We wait for everybody to come together.
Yeah. Just going through the grid, Paul Donkin on pole with Mark Hoskins second, Michael Tucker P3, Richard Abra P4, Alexander Martin P5, Anthony Mott P6, Alec Westbrook P7, Barry Rabbit P8, Martin Thomas P9, Chris Knox P10, Kevin McGlone P11, and John Westbrook in P12. We are about to go racing, I think, as they start revving their engines with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It is lights out and away we go, and there's going to be a crash at the start again. They get through cleanly. They've avoided it. They get through cleanly. And
great. Sorry.
This is going to be close. And there was a spinner. There was a spinner at the start. Chris Knox has spun, I think. No, Chris Knox has just dropped back quite a bit. And there's a spinner. There's a spinner. Alexander Martin.
My word. 3 wide at loop. What? I'm sorry. Did I just see that? That was... But Duncan and Hoskins somehow getting to the loop at the same time, and three in that corner. Well, 2 don't even fit in that corner. What a performance! But that puts Abra in the lead. Duncan unfortunately loses out there, and he's almost getting swallowed up by Chris Knox and Barry Rabbit as they're continuing to push. Meanwhile, at the back, I believe that put Mark Hoskins right at the back of the field. He's going to have to work his way up, but. Well, we didn't get the crash at the start like we thought, but we got a little bit of fireworks, and we got to your favourite part of the track, the loop.
Got to the loop, and they were going 3 wide. What a move by those drivers. 3 wide through there doesn't work. 2 wide through there struggles to work. So 3 wide is an amazing effort.
I think I can cross that off my list now. 3 wide at the loop. I don't think I've ever seen that, and I don't think I want to see it again. Paul Donkin is really pushing on Abra, and you can just see when he just gets that car in, it's really aggressive. Really aggressive, but he's unable to do anything at the moment. And behind him, well, it's not a trolley train, but it is an Abra train at the moment. You've got Abra, Donkin, Knox, Rabbit, and I think that was Anthony Knott, but he's had a little bit of a spin. He has indeed. Michael Tucker also had a bit of a moment there as well. So a little bit of a train was building. It's no longer there. It was a 4-car battle, or 5-car battle. It is a 4-car battle now. You can just see the drivers going around, and We might get another free wide here. I'm just saying, hold on to your hats. We might get another free wide.
Ooh, that's very, very close. Very, very close with Paul Duncan and Richard Abra. Paul Duncan is going to get through, but Richard Abra is going to be side by side. And I think he's just about side by side. And Richard Abra moves to the inside. That's very, very aggravated move there by Chris Knox, who was P9 at one point. Richard Abra is going side by side. And this is extremely close. I don't know who to watch.
It's hard. It's so hard. They were 2 by 2 by 2 with Barry Rabbit and Chris Knox going side by side through Luffield, as well as Abra and Duncan. Duncan has that lead. Abra now having to play chase, but Knox is right behind. One mistake could do it, and that's the mistake. And that is Abra going a little bit wide, but Knox unable to capitalize on it. Meanwhile, Rabbit is just waiting in the wing. He is just waiting to go right now as he just sees the dirty air. And that is a mistake from Abra. Dirty air just catching him off, and Abra's had to concede those positions. So now Knox is trying to chase up to Duncan. Rabbit is going to be right behind. I don't think that Benjamin Hedges livery car can keep up at the moment. But this is a 3-car battle now for the lead. Meanwhile, there are battles elsewhere, but I don't see anything at the moment.
No, I don't see many battles at the moment at all. The closest battle we've got at the moment is Alec Westbrook and Michael Tucker. Alec Westbrook and Michael Tucker going at it nose to tail, but we've got a 3-way battle for the lead that we're going to have to watch, as they are all about 5/10 away from each other. So not too far, but close enough to get a move done, as I think Chris Knox is going to show us down Hanger Straight.
Down the Wellington Straight, actually.
Wellington.
Yeah, down the Wellington. Can he make this move? I think he's a little bit too far back now. He will have some form of DRS, some boost, but I think it's going to be a bit too late there. He's going to try that late move. Take so much of that inside curve. One of my favorite ways to take the corner. Just take all the curve there. And I see a lock up there from Duncan. It's going to hold on to it as they come into Woodcock, but you can just sense that Knox is waiting. Now, there's not a place for him to make a move right here, and Duncan will go for the defense right now, and Knox will decide, now, not worth it for me right now. A little bit of a wide out of Cox, but he holds on. Loads of dirty air right now as he goes into Maggard and Beckett. You see if he just breaks a little bit earlier, probably a little bit of lifting, and he comes really close. Great racing right behind, but there you go. Dirty air at the end of Beckett, and in Chapel Curve, he's lost all that speed. I think Barry Rabbit will have the better of the two for the move, but it's going to have to be a late move. Sets up the dummy. If he wants it, he's going to go for it, but he's too late there.
Yeah, just a little bit too late, unfortunately. He's not going to be able to get that move done. Quite very unfortunate, but they are very close, and I wouldn't count them out of the battle just yet. They are very, very close, and I'm going to have to move back because Chris Knox and Barry Rabbit are literally nose to tail. I wonder how this is going to end up.
Oh, we saw a mistake earlier when they went into Abbey, but no mistake this time. Rabbit did have the speed, but I think he just lost a lot of that momentum by trying to make that move. But Knox over pushes it, loses it in Village, and around the outside, Rabbit can't really do anything at Loop. I think he's kind of seen what's happened when the drivers went free wide around there, so I think he decided it's not worth it. But if he just stayed back a little bit, maybe he could have made a run down the Wellington Straight here, but instead he hasn't. And that's a mistake up the front from Paul Duncan as he misses the exit of Brooklands there as he goes into Luffield. Not going to cost him too much because, well, there you go. Chris Knox has spun. Too much throttle there with the steering, and Rabbit will take that P2. Knox is going to have to wait. He is in no man's land. Can he get around quickly where he has got the old the old pit lane he could use, a little bit of tarmac? He will get back, but he's all the way down the order now. I think he's P7. Wow, what a mistake there.
Yeah, it's a really bad mistake to make because you just can't really recover from a mistake like that. And it's very unfortunate, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
So Barry Rabbit now will inherit that P2. And he is catching up to Paul Duncan. Is catching up. He did do a 1:43.289, which was purple last lap. And they're about to come into the halfway stage very shortly as we're on lap 4, coming into the start of lap 5. Martin Thomas has towed the car and has pitted the car after an earlier incident. But Barry Rabbit now with a very good Vale chicane into Club. He takes that lead. He was a second and a half behind Paul Duncan. when I started talking. He's now half a second. That was how good that final section was for him. And he just continues to push. Behind, there is a two-car battle I see with Richard Abra and John Westbrook. And are we going to see a move here by Westbrook into Village? It's going to be late. It's going to be late. It's going to be late. It's not going to happen. And they almost I think they did touch.
They did. The Westbrook brothers did touch there. And there's going to be carnage at dinner tonight. Oh, John Westbrook and Alec Westbrook just tagging each other. And unfortunately, that is going to be... Is it Alec Westbrook? It wasn't Alec Westbrook. It was Richard Abra. It was Richard Abra, who is still sat, not moving yet. I think we're going to have to move on from that incident as we watch Chris Knox and Michael Tucker going... Oh, Chris Knox going at the inside. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a Hamilton Verstappen incident again. Chris Knox of the inside. What's he going to do? Oh, he's going to back out of it. He wouldn't go for that, would he? No, he will not. Good move there by Chris Knox.
Yeah, just playing the patient game at the moment. He knows that he's got time to get back up the field. He's only 12, 13 seconds behind. So he can still get himself on the podium after having two victories. And he's just really just playing the waiting game. And now he knows, as I was saying earlier, he's just had that Maggotts and Beckett's. He's had the Chapel Curb. He's really in good form right now. A little bit of DRS would help him right now. He looks like he will be going for a late move into Stowe. I thought he would have gone for that. But instead, I think he's going to set himself up. That's a slowdown, I think. Going to just wait for a moment to confirm that. Surprisingly not. And I thought he'd be making moves on Michael Tucker very quickly. He has not been able to.
No, he hasn't been able to get past him. But he's going side by side now through Abbey, and he's going to get moved on before they hit the corner.
And there we go. Easily said and done. And he has made that go. Barry Rabbit's had a bit of a bad time. I don't know what's happened. He has lost his P2. Oh, he lost it. He spun. He spun coming around the farm curve, coming around Abbey into the farm curve. So he's down into P4 right now as he's got the Westbrook brothers right in front of him as those two are having a battle to see who wants P2 and who wants P3. It'll be ructions at the dinner table tonight if they take each other out, but obviously they want to be on the podium together. Barry Rabbit is going to try and stop that. And as I say that, there's Alex Westbrook. Commentator's curse has happened. Westbrook has lost it almost in the same place that Knox lost it. Knox is going to go up the order. Rabbit's going to get that P3 back. He's quite a little bit he's quite a little bit behind John Westbrook at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Chris Knox is the closest battle we have on track for Alec Westbrook. And I think he's going to get it done quite easily. He's going to get this move done very easily on Westbrook. I wonder where he's going to get it done, though.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's had the time sometimes, he's had the pace, but he's held back and not gone for anything crazy. No dives, no late moves, but look at the speed he carries in the corners there as he just has that speed, but he gets compromised by the driver who's just struggling around there. And quite frankly, I think I'd be in that same position as Alec right now, just struggling with the grip around here. It just shows, but will he get this move done? He got this move done last time through Abbey, but he's not going to do it this time. Late move, going to put his car where it should have been. They almost come together, and Alex Westbrook just holds on. Chris Knox cannot do this, and I think he has to wait for the Wellington straight. And meanwhile, Eddie's lost the car. As I was just about to go away and look at John Westbrook and Barry Rabbit, but Chris Knox loses the car again.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Chris Knox, and he's going to come back on track with Alexander Martin behind and Anthony Mott in front, but there is a battle for the lead here. Barry Rabbit is trying to make a move on Paul Donkin.
More like Rabbit making that overtake on John Westbrook, and Westbrook now is going to try and punish this. He's going to be brave to try and make a move around the outside here at Scott, and they come together, and that was the Hamilton Verstappen moment, and Westbrook will take that. And thankfully, Rabbit is not in the wall. He will come back out. And I think, look at that. Is that Westbrook giving the position back? Now that is sportsmanship. He sees it. He's let Rabbit go by. They do lose a position. But Westbrook did not feel happy enough to take that position away. And that's some good sportsmanship. May lose another position, though, as Michael Tucker goes by. But who cares at the moment? He just did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing, let him back through. That's what you have to do in those situations. Save to get a penalty and makes you the proper winner in that sort of situation, which is exactly what he wants and needs, because that incident was completely his fault.
Yeah, he almost made it work. Almost made it work, but just took a little bit of too much of the inside apex there and just got caught out. But as we said, it is the fastest turn on the track, so you can understand. So John Westbrook is now making his way back up the field. He's in P5. I know that doesn't sound a lot, but with lap 8 of 10 here, got to make it sooner rather than later, and he's trying to get by Michael Tucker right now. He will get it done, I think, down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. As I say that, I think Tucker is putting a defense on, and Westbrook will have to try a late move, but look at that. They both take that shallow line around Brooklands, and into Luffield they go. Westbrook still trying to make this move, and I think with the wide line Tucker's gone there, Westbrook will just put his nose in the inside. He'll tell Tucker that I have the inside, I want the inside. There's the overlap, it's just the rear wheel, and Tucker is responding, and Westbrook can't do it. Some good defending here from Tucker, using that DRS just when he needs it.
Yeah, he really does need that DRS now. This is where he could catch people, and it doesn't look like he's going to do it. John Westbrook, moving a little bit further back, is catching Michael Tucker. And is he going to get the move done on the straight? I think he is.
Just going to keep an eye on this at the moment. He's got that overlap again, but he's going to have to try and make the move around the outside of Stowe. That's going to be tough, and he is going to go for it. You know, he's got a great line here, but they come together! They come together! And that's kind of handy right now as Westbrook got pushed back the right way. So he gained the position, and then he loses the position. And he's back in after all that. He's still P5. That's a bit of bad luck there for John Westbrook. Now he's got to get Anthony Mott if he wants that P4, but he had it. He had it with a great move and just that one mistake, and unfortunately, that's all she wrote. Lap 9 of 10, though. Closest battle, I think, is that battle we were just talking about, as well as the battle for P2 between Barry Rabbit and Alex Westbrook.
Yeah, battle for P2 is going to get a little bit closer, but we're not going to go there yet because Michael Tucker and Alexander Martin are having a little bit of a battle. Chris Knox is out of the race now, which is unfortunate. But we have got a little bit of a battle here. Michael Tucker and Alexander Martin, but it looks like Alexander Martin is starting to pull away again. This is going to be very, very close coming to the end of the race. Oh no, it's not. Alexander Martin is pulling away. So let's go back to the leader of this race, Paul Duncan, who has a 11-second lead on Alex Westbrook.
Pretty quiet for him. He got the lead at the start of the race, avoided the chaos with the free wide into the loop, and he's just gone, all right, I'm fine. I'm just going to just lap. And he's not been the fastest. Well, he has been one of the fastest, but other drivers have been going around at some pretty good pace, but he's been doing nothing but 43s. And as I say that, he dips into the 42s with a 142.976. It just continues to go better and better for Paul Duncan. He hasn't had the results he wanted in the last few races, a P12, a P10, but here he is in the feature. He took that pole, he's held that pole, and as he starts the final lap, he's on the final lap through the loop right now. 11 seconds almost is the gap between him and Alex Westbrook, and Alex Westbrook is now just trying to make sure he stays around. I think Alex Mott has had a spin. Has he just gone off track there? Yeah, he had a 360 through Abbey. I've never seen that before. He had a complete 360 through Abbey, did Anthony Mott, and he's just going as slow as he can. I think he's got damage.
I do think
very weird.
Got damage.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to.
Oh, that's damage.
Yeah, definitely.
I think. Yeah, that steering wheel unfortunately isn't straight. He's going to have a bit of a time to get around there, and that's a shame for the number one car. I don't think there's any battles happening at the moment as Paul Duncan is just blistering through this field right now.
Oh, it's It's very difficult to figure out because he could catch him. He could catch. It's Paul Duncan, sorry, is flying, but coming around to the final bit of the lap. If Alex Westbrook didn't have those incidents, he could have caught him massively. And he spun.
Yeah, he spun. He spun. Now he's up. He's at club. Can he get around quicker? Westbrook is very close. It's 4 seconds. He is going to make it. Westbrook spins. And now he's in a race to try and make it with Barry Rabbit. He's fine. Duncan will win. That's high drama at the end there. He will win. Westbrook will take home P2.
Oh, Barry Rabbit nearly
will
spun as well. Barry Rabbit nearly spun as well. Oh, that would have been absolute drama.
And Anthony Mott's run out of fuel. Anthony Mott has run out of fuel.
Oh, he has.
And that will give... Well, who does that give P4 to? Alexander Martin will take P4. John Westbrook will... Well, he's had a spin as well as John Westbrook. So that's going to be putting on Kevin McGlone will take home P5. It's all going on right now. Where is Mott? He can't even get to Stowe. So he can't even go down the hill. He's out of fuel completely. He's fueled a lap too little.
Oh, very, very unfortunate there for Anthony Mott. Is he gonna reset the pits, or is he gonna try and roll to the end? I really hope he doesn't try and roll to the end, because we're gonna be here all night if he does.
Slowly but steadily, the rare Anthony Mott approaches the Stowe corner. With no fuel, the older car is forced to take the longer route. These trips can be quite a while as they make the slow turn until the car comes to a halt. It's out of fuel and it's up a hill.
I really hope someone clips that. Oh, please, somebody clip that.
It's going backwards. It's up that part of the hill now that it's going backwards.
Oh, you need to reset the pits. Come on, Mott, you're not getting there unless someone's going to come around and push him.
You got 30 seconds, and there you go. I think that's it. I think that's officially.
Yeah, no one's pushing him.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's it.
That's unfortunate.
And we finished at P7 overall with everybody else, but I think that is it.
Results for the final race have. That's warm-up results. I haven't got results for the final race, unfortunately. I do not think. Let's see if we can get them for you. No, we cannot, but I can tell you who won. Paul Duncan is P1 with Alex Westbrook P2. Barry Rabbit in P3 with Alexander Martin in P4. Kevin McGlone P5 with John Westbrook in P6. Anthony Mott P7 with drama at the end of the race. Michael Tuck in P8. Chris Knox in P9. Mark Hoskin in P10 with Richard Abbott and Martin Thomas rattling out the rear in P11 and P12. What an evening of racing that was.
That was a fun night of racing. I mean, like I said, I've popped my Formula Renault 3.5 Cherry, and I absolutely loved it. I can see why you like these cars now. That was some fantastic racing, some fantastic driving, and you can just see what open wheel racing can give you on iRacing. Just a brilliant, and like we were saying, it's Silverstone. Can you name me a better combination than 3.5s and Silverstone? Please tell me. No.
I'm not going to comment.
Oh, okay.
I will not comment on what you just said.
Okay, that's not okay. I think I've said bad things.
Well, thank you guys for popping in. It was a very, very good night of racing. Don't forget to subscribe to Absolute Sim Racing. We do many different series. You can get notifications when we're live by just hitting that little bit of a notification bell. You get notifications when any race goes live. You're always welcome to pop in, watch the racing, and you'll maybe even find a series that you can race in and be competitive. So I'm going to have to call it there. Any final thoughts on this night of racing?
I want to say congratulations to Paul Duncan for winning the feature, but also congratulations to Chris Knox for winning 2 of the 3 races. It was some fantastic driving.
It was some very, very good driving. we're going to leave it there, guys. So thank you guys for popping in. It was a pleasure having you on board for this ride, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.